Hiya guys, and welcome back to Aid's Workshop. And as you can see in the corner of the shot, kind of my favourite cheap and cheerful drink, shall we say. No more machining today. I've done my bit. What you're about to see in this video was probably done today or maybe even last week. So, having a bit of a chill. This is going to be part 10 of the Stuart Models S50 steam engine. Part 10 already. Can't believe where are those 10 parts gone, but it does seem quite a while back that I made the main base. I'm sure you've all seen that. But the bits are coming along now. The harder bits have been done. So yeah, probably another 10 parts I would have thought to this. I am enjoying doing this. It's a new thing on me. I've never made a steam engine before. And I'm sure those of you that are hobbyists and what have you, a kit like this, it's quite a challenge if, you know, you're not used to, you know, working things out for yourself and what have you. It is quite a challenge. And I'm hoping that this sort of series of videos is going to help those of you that have never done this sort of thing before for ideas for setups and what have you. Okay, so that said, Aid's Workshop channel. We're on 9,470 something subscribers, maybe. I think around about that 9,460, 9,470 at this point. So it's a final push for the 10,000. I look back maybe 3 years ago and I thought the sort of glory figure was to reach 100 after a few months. And it did take quite some time to reach 100 subscribers. And I think after maybe... oh, I got to try and get this right. I think it was about... it wasn't 11 months. I think it was about 14 months I got to 1,000 subscribers. And I was really, really over the moon with that. You know, that was that sort of target that you set yourself. Once I got to 100, it was 250, it was 500, 750, 1,000. And absolutely chuffed with the 1,000. And, you know, thanks to all you guys, I got there. And then there was this pie in the sky figure of 10,000, next target. So it was something I never thought was achievable. So I went for a big target at 2,500 and we hit that. I went for 5,000 after that, we hit that. Maybe 6 months ago it was 7,500, we hit that. Final push for the 10,000 subscribers. I need 530 more. So if any of you are watching and haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. But you know, if you don't like subscribing to things, give my videos a thumbs up. And all of you guys that do subscribe, give the video a thumbs up when you see it, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm, I think they call it, and then it gets shared more and I got more chance of reaching this target of 10,000, which would be, I would be absolutely over the moon. I think we'll probably have a raffle and give away some, you know, Aid's Workshop goodies, maybe set a question, something like that, based on one of my past videos. That would be a bit of fun, wouldn't it? So all of you regular watchers have got a better chance than ones that don't watch them all. That sort of idea. Anyway, let's get straight back on with this engine. Cheers, guys. So again, getting straight on with it. I'm down on the 5/16 reamer, down against the top of the vise, which gives me a reference point for the centre of the bore. And this thickness is given as 7/8. So basically a touch off on the vise. Up 7/16 will be the finished size. So 7/16, 4375. I'll actually come down to 4365 dimension from the top of the vise, because the pin that I've got it sat on is 1 thou undersize. So we'll get on and machine the top of this. So I did a touch off, cut 10 thou, and it left 30 thou on there. So yeah, I set myself a touch against the back face of the two circular parts and a reading both sides, and I'm just going to skim it down now till I get to that reading of 436.5. Now there are some tapped holes in this face which I could put in at this stage. I think I'll wait and do all the tapped holes at the same time, or all in one setup when I got to chuck up. So I think what I'll do now is flip it over put this face on parallels and machine the other side to get my overall thickness of 7/8. So back out the vise. We'll get a parallel now. We'll clean that vise out. Let's just get a brush. This mill's going to have a really good deep clean when I finish with all this cast iron. A little bit of a deburr on here, I think, on the part. Yeah, I got a little bit of a burr there where it hasn't quite taken across, and I'll just needle file, I think, just go around it, just take any sharp edges off. Then I've got a couple of parallels set up in the vise. The vise is clean. Put the face we just machined down onto the parallels. Just come somewhere central in the vise. Hold it down there. Just nip the vise up. Hard on the parallels. Vise is tight. So same method you've seen me do before. Come down into some fresh air over here. Let's just take the quill back, bring the head down a bit. Head should be coming into view. Yes, it is. There's the cutter. And I'll come down, bring that down to touch the parallel. Oh, I didn't check the underside of the cutter. Make sure there's no debris under there. No, we're okay. Lightest of hand pressure. Lock the quill. I know what I didn't do. I just started to wind back up, and I haven't set a 0 on my Z, so go through that again. Touch off. Set a 0 on Z on my DRO. And back up. So 7/8 width. Is that 875? 875. Yes, 875. So I need to machine this space off now to a dimension on my Z axis of 875. Let's just come down and touch. Ooh, there's not much on here. That's 885. Ooh. Thankfully it's fairly even across there. Let's just that's a good touch position on Y. That's 892. Let me just write that down. 892 is my dimension here. And let's find the back edge. Just till I hear the slightest. There you go. And that is 29.9. So 37 years, damn it. Right, okay, so let's bring the head down. What am I on at the moment? 883, 885 actually. So I'm looking for 875. That's 877. Hopefully this cleans up. I'm just hand feeding this. It's just coming into that 892 that I wrote down. There. Okay, it's cleaned up, thank goodness for that. So 875 is there. I think I'll use the power feed. I just looked back at the drawing and it gives a dimension between these two shoulders on the circular bits of 1 inch and 5/16. So I thought I'd just check, and yeah, nominally it's on 1 inch and 5/16. So I was hoping I didn't have to machine these, the sort of inside radius of these, which would be a bit complicated. But no, it's all right. And the overall length of that is, yeah, pretty much as it stands of the block is just under that, even though I haven't machined the ends of this. So yeah, we're okay, we're in spec. We're undersized a little bit on the overall width of this. We'll look at that when we make the valve chest and the cover, just to make sure everything matches up as far as the outside of the castings. We may end up machining the ends of these. I may put it back up in the lathe and machine the ends of these, you know, with it set up as a sort of external flange. I don't think I'm going to need to, but if we have to, we have to. So at this point, there are some holes given in here. What are they? Let's have a quick look. There's one hole tapped 1/4-32, and that's the hole that goes down into the exhaust port. And that's got to be central about to the exhaust port. That's no problem. We can do that because the exhaust port we know is central around the end of the flanges. And there are 2 other holes on the top. I believe they're for the heat shield or insulation or what have you. There's an aluminium plate which comes with a kit which goes on there. And those 2 holes are, let's have a look, 8BA 532 deep. So yeah, no problem. I think I'm going to get on now and do these 3 holes in this space while I've got it set up here, because I don't have to come back here. And I'm not sure, I think I may have to do the top face opposite this valve casing here. I don't think I need to machine that. I'm going to have a look, see if there's any features in it. I think there may be some holes in it, again, for the little heat shield down in the bottom on this sort of reverse face to where the valve gear goes. But I'll have a look at that as we go forward. So wobble pin now. How fast am I going? I like to run this about 800 RPM. It's got a 100 thou tip on it, but that's irrelevant for this exercise. So I'm moving the vise towards me. I'm going to pick up both sides of the vise. So just, in fact, let's go a bit faster. It's only a small tip on this. 1000 RPM. Wait for the kick. Winding the back of the vise towards the wobble pin, and there she goes, she kicked. Okay, let's just put that back in the middle. Set a 0 in Y on my DRO. In fact, I'll bring you up and show you this. So basically, I'll go Y0. That's set there now. I'll move the vise back across and pick up the other side. So bear with me, you won't be able to see me doing this. I'll try and be quick. Wait till it kicks. I'm doing exactly the same on the other side of the vise. And any moment now. There we are. The vise kicked. So as you can see in Y, I've gone 1.533 inches. Whatever that is. So if I go Y, yeah, touch the Y button, and then the half function on the DRO, which is over here, that gives me 76653. I can simply wind that axis until I get to 0. Ooh, missed. I'm looking at the job, not looking at the DRO. There we are. And set it to 0. So I'll bring you back across. So basically, ignore the position of the wobble pin. I'm now in the center between the 2 jaws, which is the center of the part. So that's my nominal 0 position for the center. So slightly different procedure now. I'm going to move across in X. In fact, I'm a bit low for that. Let me just come up. I'll come across in X, get to my kickoff point again, which any moment now, there's a 100th out tip on this. Come on, there you go. That's my kickoff point. I'll set X to 0. Move over half the diameter of that end, which is 50 thou. So just moving over on my DRO. Set X to 0 again. And now the center of the spindle is over the edge of the workpiece. So any dimension from this edge, I can just use as a direct measurement on the DRO. And I do know that that measurement from the edge to this central hole, is it quarter? Yeah, quarter 32, and I have got a tap for that, is 3/16 in from this edge. So I'll wind across 3/16. I'm going to put my little drill chuck up now, and that goes, as I made the arbor, into a 12mm collet, 12mm yard 32 collet. So I've already taken the wobbler out. Take the 10mm collet out, pop the 12mm in, refit the collet nut with the collet already fitted. I'm just going to have to wind away. I've already got a datum position there. Come on, out you come. Put the chuck in, hand tight first. Hold the collet or the collet chuck. Tighten the nut. No need to go mad with this. And that's the drill chuck up ready. I'm going to need to wind up out the way. I'm already on 0 center this way. And I'll bring it back to my 0, 0. And 0, 0, is that high enough? Yeah, that's probably high enough. So that's 0 and 0. I'm back on the edge here. Right, wind across 3/16, and I'll have to look up the tapping drill for quarter 32. So 1875, 3/16. There was a time many years ago when I could remember these fractional figures in decimal very easily when I was working in a lot, but a little less than that. Hold on, 1875. There. Okay. Now I nearly made a mistake on, looking at the drawing. It calls for quarter 32 in here, so I was going to put the tapping drill down, which is 5.4 millimeters, straight down into here. And I don't think that would have been a good idea, because I would have been opening up quite large in the back of this port. The drawing in the one view shows a hole of the same size as this slot, an 8. I got a 3.2 drill here. It shows a hole of an 8, and yet when you look at the detail of the top, it shows quarter 32. So I think what I'm going to do is pilot it through into the cavity with an 8 drill first. So yeah, that's about all I can do really, and then do a quarter 32, perhaps quarter deep, perhaps something like that. So that's where I'm going with it, because that's to take the exhaust. It's to take the exhaust pipe basically, or exhaust fitting. So I'm in the right spot. Let's just check my DRO. Yes. So I'm going in with a center drill first. Can't quite see when it gives me a little taper. I think it's a 2.5mm end on this drill. That's just giving me a little taper to go in. In fact, I can go deeper with that because I'm going in with the tapping drill shortly. Okay. So that's that. And then I've got a 3.2 drill. I haven't got a fractional imperial set. I have got my letter drills. I'm sure there's something in there that's an 8, but I'm quite happy with 3.2. So this is going to break through into this exhaust in the center here. So very carefully, I'm going to drill down. What am I running at? 1300 RPM. And this should break through into that exhaust port. I can feel something happening now. I can see smoke coming out the exhaust port. Gently does it, eh? Gently does it. And I can see the drill is there. I think I'm going to stop. I've broken through. Totally off subject. I bought 4 more. You've probably seen me with these organisers before. I bought 4 more on eBay. I think they're £8 each. And this one, as you can see on the end of the box, I've marked it BA. So pretty much everything I've got that relates to BA is all in here. And quarter 32 TPI set of taps. So that's the ones I'll be using. I know these aren't BA, but they are relative to this model. So I put all the taps, dies, spanners, everything BA. My little nuts and bolt screws is in this little compartmentized box. And in the short term, all the bits of the S50 are in there. The bits that are made, the bits that are due to be made, the materials, everything like that are in the other one. And I have bought 4 of them, so I've got room for future growth. So I'm so tempted to change from quarter 32, which the drawing calls for, to like M6. Something I'll be able to make fittings with and things like that, should I need to put it on steam. But I think I'll stick with it, quarter 32, just for the purity sake of it. And I'll probably have lots of people shouting at me if I put a metric thread in here. So, okay, quarter 32 it is. So, I'm just going to bring this drill down until the parallel touches, which is about there. I'm going to set a 0 on my quildy arrow, and I'm going to go in 250 thou. Very worrying. I'm worried about this bore, whether that's going to break into the bore. I'm just going to check the dimensions on the drawing to see, distance wise, whether that's anywhere near the bore, because that's worrying me. I shall come back. So looking at it, I think we're perfectly safe. I just had that worry in the back of my mind that the tapped hole may be somewhere very close. If I've made a mistake, it would be very close to the bore. So that's 240, 250. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. So I need to tap it now. So annoyingly, this set of taps, I bought them from RDG Tools. They've got neither a center in the end nor a point. So you can't use them with a tap follower as such. You could if you had, I mean, they've got a radius on them, but that wouldn't hold it very central. So in this circumstance, I've decided to hold it in the chuck itself. I'm just going to get it started. I've got a first tap, a second and a plug. So basically I'm on the extent of the spring on my head there, so I'm going to bring the head down. Let's get a bit closer so that we've got a lighter spring duty on the quill, because the further down you bring it, it seems to get stronger on the spring. Get somewhere near, that'll do. That's better, it's very light there. So just lightest of finger pressure downwards. And I'm turning the spindle by hand. Just relieve the pressure slightly. I can feel it pushing back up. I can see the swarf dropping out the hole. In fact, I think I'll clear that swarf. That's all it takes. Now I believe you can get, that's bottomed out. I believe you can get, you know, quarter 32 steam fittings, whether they are from Stuart Models or not, I don't know, but I bet I can find them on the internet. Back up with that head again, so I can get the tap out. Okay, let's have a look. Second tap now. Get the threads a bit deeper. Back down with the head. Okay, lightest the pressure downwards, just let it find, there we go. It's taking very little because I'm progressively going in with the taps. And then finally, same story, in with a plug tap. Plug tap's got quite a long point on it. Not sure how deep that's going to allow me to thread it. We can always address this at a later date, maybe grind the point off the tap a bit so that I can get in deeper into the blind hole. I can see there's 4 or 5 threads in there. Okay, so finish it off. Okay, that's as deep as I dare go. Surprising you can get quite a good feel on the quill and on the spindle as to when you're bottomed out. Okay, let's have a look at those threads. I think they are actually deep enough without taking that point off. I think the point was going into that 8th pilot fairway. So that's that tapped. Happy days. Right, okay. I don't think I'm going to put a break edge on the top of here, on the top of that thread, like I normally would, because it is so shallow. I may just twiddle a little countersink round just to break the sharp edge on the top. So, 2 holes in here, and they are going to be, according to my drawing, 8BA. So we'll find out where we got to be for those and drill those 2 holes. So my second set of holes, out more of this centre one. I had it on the tip of my tongue a moment ago. They are 532 from the outer edge, which is 2812. So I got to move back now from the 3/16 to 532. That's 932 is 2812. 1562, that's better. So you gotta be awake sometimes. 1562. And the offset, they're inch and 332 between centres offset. So that's an inch and that's half inch and 3/64, which would be 0.5469. So my offset in Y, 546.9 thou. If that works out at 547. I'm not too worried. Right, okay. So 8BA. Let's have a quick squint at my book, see what the tapping drill is. I believe 8BA is 1.8 mil. So get a 1.8 mil drill out. Let's have a look. There we go. I want a centre with a small pilot on it. Smaller than 1.8 mil. I think I've got one with a 1.5 pilot here. Yep. So, got my drill, got my centre drill, ready to drill and tap. Centre drill first. Then drill it, then tap it. And it's given a depth for these threads as, I'm going back to the drawing again, 532 deep again, so that's 156 thou deep. So I'll probably be able to go, I don't know, maybe 200 thou deep with a tapping drill. Will be more than enough to miss the ball. Let's speed that up. In fact, I might step over to this side, come back, rather than chopping and changing drills. So 5469 in the other direction. 540. 546.85. I think we'll settle for that. We do not want to snap a centre drill at this point. Okay, that's the centre drill done and nearly thrown on the floor. 1.8 mil drill bit. Can I find the centre of the jaws in one go? Probably not. Okay, right, what did I say? I was going to go 200 thou deep. Yeah, should be fine. So come down to a touch. Can't feel it, it's going in the pilot. So if I get my rule, I know that's 1mm or 39, so I'll set a 0 there on top of a rule, and I want to go 200 and 240. That's 200. $240. Back the other way, 5469. There. And 240 again. Which will give me a hole 200 thou deep. It'll allow me to get that thread to full depth, no problem. Okay, on the grounds that if that centre one was alright at 200 thou deep at that diameter, then these, which are further away from the bore, are certainly going to be fine at 240. So, tap these two holes now. You've seen my method for tapping small BA taps before with a little button wheel. So, same again, tap these two out using the centre with the tap and the little button wheel. While I've got it accessible, just break the edge on that thread. So I need a 8BA tap. I'll take the 7BA tap out of the little button. We don't want 7BA, we want 8BA. Ha. Metric. 5mm plug. 5mm plug. No. Ooh. So I made that little button for the tap at the end of, towards the end of this video. Changed the style a little bit. Let me know what you think, guys, where I wasn't waffling on. You know, I just showed it step by step, bump, bump, bump. This is what I'm doing. If you like that, let me know. If you don't, you know, let me know as well. But it was a bit of a change. We knocked up a little button for, die button, it wasn't a die button, a little tapping button for a tiny little 8BA tap. Anyway, you've seen it. So, if you enjoyed it, let me know. Right, so on that note, again, as I said at the beginning of this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You can hit the bell if you want to see. I think there's a bell somewhere. I don't know. I'm no great expert on YouTube. I suppose that pushing 10,000 people, I should start to take it a bit more seriously. But this is just for fun, guys. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thank you, all of you, all 9,600 and whatever, or 400 and whatever, for subscribing. And we'll see you all very soon with probably part 11. Cheers now.